Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy. I have hesitated sharing this story just because, honestly, it makes me feel yucky. But one of the weirdest experiences I ever had as a client of energy work was when I was working with a practitioner who I had worked with like maybe a handful of times in the years prior. And when I first started working with her, I was kind of like, I can't put my finger on it. Something just doesn't align. But what's super wild is that after I got hexed, I like went back to her to like let her know what had happened. And I felt really called to do that. And I don't quite know why, but I was like, it just feels better for me if you know this information. So I shared, the entire journey of it. And afterwards, we started talking about like people that she had like remembered from my life from like years prior. And somebody came up and she was and I said, like there is something there. I don't really know what the vibe is. It hasn't come to fruition yet, but something is there. And out of her mouth came, this person is not your soulmate. Stop wasting your time and energy on them. And even as I say that, I can feel the like anger come up in me. And it's not about whether or not that information is true. What matters is that she felt like it was acceptable to tell me what was definitive in a world that is inherently not definitive. Any energy practitioner, tarot reader, psychic, anybody like that who like rolls in the definitive of like, this is yes, this is no, that's not a practitioner that you can trust. And this experience really just affirmed to me that like the inklings that I had had initially about them were true. And I didn't have the like confidence or the self-belief to actually lean into the like spidey sense that I had initially. But the moment that she said that, it brought everything into clarity. Because no practitioner can ever tell you what is true of the universe. And it doesn't matter if she was right about that or not. What matters is that it was an egregious overstepping of an energetic relationship for her to say, this is true for your entire future and this is not. This is the person that you will not be with. And this is the person that you will. There is not a single entity in this universe that defines that in human form. There is not, and what I really should say is there is not a single human on this earth who can intuit to such a degree that they can make that judgment call and have that be truth. So if you are somebody who is working with intuitive healers, tarot, etc., and I say that as somebody who practices intuition, if you are getting definitive responses like that, that is not your person. Because the role of an intuitive healer, the role of anybody who practices in this world is to help you learn potentials. And that's it. That's all they are. They are potentials. They are possibilities. They are not finite tracks. And if you are working with somebody who provides you a finite track, they are not in universal alignment. They are not in a space that is conducive to healing. The same applies for therapists. The same applies for anybody who is helping you heal. There is no one right fixed way to do so, and there is not a single human being on this earth who can tell you what is or is not going to be your future.